He started college in California and then transferred to Geneva the year I was a junior there. We developed a friendship. We had many things in common, and academic interests and spiritual interests and intellectual interests.
I'd grown up thinking that there were two kinds of girls you could know. These were my adolescent years. There were friend girls and girlfriend girls, and never the twain should meet. There was a pretty sharp line in my mind between those two kinds of girls. I became to repent of that and thinking, that isn't fair really, because why would it be right to say about somebody not serious about her? She's just a friend after all. I came to this conviction that friendship wasn't second best. And in many ways, Meg was really, the first girl I tried to think all this through about.
We should have reenacted the snowball incident. A snowy night, we took a long walk
through the
with just us together.
Through the woods in a snowy Pennsylvania evening.
He threw a big snowball at me that hit me in the back of the head, and I fell to the ground. Dramatically. And I hope I scared him a little bit, but it was all just a joke.
All just a joke.
After that year, he dropped out of school. He went on to live in a commune in California and go to Europe. And we, of course, were not seeing each other every day. However, we had a pretty strong foundation as friends, I would say, and we kept in touch sporadically.
Probably 3 or 4 years after all that, she was in graduate school in Arizona, and I was now finishing undergraduate study because I dropped out for 2 years. And I was more deeply committed to this idea of friendship not being second best.
We started writing letters more seriously than we had in the previous 3 years.
I began to see Meg in a different way through those letters, a young woman who I was beginning to see as really a true friend who I respected and thought very highly of. And I began to think, wonder what it might be to have a life together. And I had this, I would say deeply wrought on my knees, asking God to protect my heart, to guard my heart, that I'd be willing to really be an honest, true friend to her, even if we never got married. Because I began to see her over the previous 3 or 4 months as somebody different to me.
So on the visit when he was going back to school, and he stopped to see me on the way, we talked about our friendship and our relationship with each other, and I affirmed that we were rock solid friends and all this stuff. And then he brought up the idea that we think about getting married. I said I would think about it, but it could take months. I just didn't know.
I remember giving her, I would describe it as a very sort of a tender, holy kiss on her cheek, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And just thinking, well, okay, we've had some serious conversations, Meg, and I'm saying goodbye to you now for months, but I want you to know that, in the simple little way I can say to you that you're very dear to me.
After about a week, I really felt like God was letting me know that this was the right thing for me. So I gave Steve a phone call and said, okay, I'm on for getting married. We were engaged on the phone.
And then you called your mom and dad.
Guess what? I'm engaged. And there was a silence on the phone. And then my mom said, to whom? When I said to Steve, then my mom said, well, I have been praying that you and Steve would find each other.
My father wrote me a letter that very same week, and he said, well, I want you to know that for several years I've been praying that you would hold out for Meg. So even though there was in some ways a strange pilgrimage towards fidelity and commitment and promise and hope together, our parents weighing in as they did, when they did, was really quite a wonderful gift to us. I would say really at the heart of any longer, happier, holier marriage is the surprising gift of friendship. Because people who actually stick with it, who find joy over the years of life together, are most of all really good friends. People who seem to really to like to be married, who love to love the one they've married, they have made a decision every day to give grace to the other person and a decision to take delight in the other person. I've come to describe Meg as the woman that I love to love. And that seems to capture, me at my truest and deepest day by day, is that she's the woman that I love to love.